go it alone. Let's find out more on this by calling on our good friend, Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson. Senator Johnson, as always, we're so happy to have you here on America's Forum.
Morning, JD. How you doing?
Fine, sir, but I think a lot of us still wonder why the president on one hand pledges cooperation, then says on immigration he's going to go it alone.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's not looking particularly promising. Of course, President Obama so often seems to say the right things, but he just doesn't follow through with the right kind of action. So it would be unfortunate if he takes unilateral action. Of course, he's saying lawful. I think we found with this president that he's exceeded his legal authority repeatedly, so I take that even with a grain of salt as well.
It would seem the Senate Republican Conference is unanimous on the undesirability of seeing executive action across the spectrum, from John McCain to Jeff Sessions. There seems to be unanimity. In fact, let's listen to Senators McCain and Sessions on this topic.
I literally am pleading with the President of the United States not to act. Give it a chance. We've got a new Congress. We've got a new mandate. Let's let the House of Representatives decide whether they want to move forward on immigration reform or not. It'll be a devastating blow if he acts unilaterally with executive order.
The president is arrogantly refusing to follow the will of the American people first and foremost, and to fulfill his duty to faithfully see that the laws of the United States are executed.
Now, Ron, both John McCain and Jeff Sessions come at this from different directions, but they're united in saying, come to the legislative branch, Mr. President. Do not go it alone. What can you add to that?
Well, first of all, they're both acknowledging the reality that if President Obama does take unilateral action, like Leader McConnell said, he'll poison the well. And, you know, JD, I want to fix this problem. I know John McCain does. I think Jeff Sessions does as well. But, you know, there's a common sense approach to immigration reform. It starts with securing the border. And that was the problem with the Senate bill, is this comprehensive approach that did not, first of all, eliminate all the incentives for illegal immigration. That is, you know, really the number one problem that President Obama would that was, if he defers action, like he did with deferred action on childhood admissions, you know what that resulted in? A lot more childhood admissions. So if he defers action on other illegal immigrants here, that's going to create an even greater incentive for people to come into the country illegally, which is going to even put more pressure on border security. So I hope he doesn't do it. I think it really would poison the well. And, you know, there are plenty of things we can agree on with immigration, securing the border, high-skills visa programs. I think we should have, you know, if you really want to eliminate the incentives for illegal immigration, we need a very robust guest worker program attached to that with these strong minimum wages, so that we're not incentivizing employers to hire and depress, hire immigrants that depress Americans' wages. So there's a way of approaching this, but it's a step-by-step approach, starting with securing our border. It is well past time that we secure our border.
Now, in terms of legislative business in this lame duck session of Congress, concerns have been voiced that Harry Reid and the Democrats will try to push and rush some of their bills through. Have you talked about it as a conference, and can that be stopped in some way? Ron, about a minute remains in this particular segment.
Well, we're going to get back to Washington next week, and that's where we'll really discuss that. You know, my concern is what they're going to do on nominations. You know, the nuclear option is still in effect, and I'm concerned about who they may try and push through. And there'll be very little that the Republicans can do about it. So we'll see. You know, I think Leader McConnell struck the right tone. Let's find the areas of agreement. Let's not poison the well even before the next session of Congress starts.
Ron, about 15 seconds. Reports are you're poised to become a committee chairman. Tell us more about that.
Well, that'll be the Homeland Security Government Affairs Committee. Pretty important committee in such uncertain times, so take that responsibility very seriously.
Well, we will say presumptively, Mr. Chairman, we're going to ask you to stay right there, and we will pause for just a minute, come back on the other side, talk about what's happening internationally, and a curious letter from the president to the Ayatollah in Iran.